Hey there! Season's greetings. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a pop on to pop off on Christmas morning, at least here in New York. About, well, I can tell you precisely. It's 11:13 a.m. 11:13, 28 degrees. And Cindy in South Louisiana is the first one on to say, Merry Christmas, darling. We're apart, I know, but I can dream. And in my dreams, I'm Christmasing with you. Yes. So welcome. Pam Donnelly right behind her there. She didn't quite buzz in time in our game of Jeopardy, so she can't pick Strange Automobiles for 25. Patrick Wilburn, good morning, Jack, and Merry Christmas to all. Same to you. It's 10:13 a.m. here. Yeah, you're in that Texas time. Living on Texas time. Living on Texas time. I should never have had Sean's gift of Tennessee whiskey, the very best. So I'm told I don't think I'd like it, but those moonshiners guys, they know that aged Tennessee whiskey's worth a fortune. A fortune. No, 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 not my drink though. Regina says, Good morning, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Downtown William Brown is here in the medical ER. Oh my goodness. You're greeting all those people that are sick and handing them out little Hershey's kisses, I hope. Dear, dear William Brown, you're such a young man, too. What happened? What happened? Justin Battinger, Merry Christmas, Jack. Jane Justice, Merry Christmas from East Tennessee. Um, you didn't you didn't give me a compass yet, Jane, so I'm going to be lost if I stand in say Knoxville to find you. I won't be able to do it. I took a wrong turn in Knoxville once. Yes, I did. I should have went straight. I went left. And the next thing you know, I'm in Kentucky, which is not a bad place because Kay from Kay Jewelers lives there. And then there's Brad Double D, as we call him. Brad Double D, former car salesman there, had a series of loud plaid jackets, wide ties, yellow shirts, maroon pants, white belt, white shoes. He looked the part, Brad Double D, but he used to be right here. And I think I might see him in June when there's that famous school reunion. But I I think you might have been in a different year, so I'm not sure. But you got to get in on that, Brad. Party is a party. That's where I met you a few years ago, 5 years ago, right? It's the last reunion. I think that's when it was, and I met you at the very place that they're having the reunion this year, which is the Elks Club on Highland. I know you know it. Greg Hines, good morning, Merry Christmas to you and all. Wet and a little chilly here. You're wet and a little chilly in Alvin. How perfect. Alvin! Okay. Who wants to sing the chipmunk song today, huh? Huh? Do I have a taker? Nancy DeMarco is here. Merry Christmas, Jack. Well, Merry Christmas, Miss DeMarco. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Aisha Acevedo, how long you been on? Jack, there is a problem here, Aisha. I'm going to have to put you in the Bren category now because, she said, I explained I'll be popping on to pop off. Now, popping on means randomly, right? That's what you do. And it's good because sometimes you get different people that we can add to our family and what have you. But I don't want to commit because I didn't get to sleep till late. But then when I woke up at 9:30, I said, I'm going to just get up. I'm going to take a shower. I don't come on here without a shower. No, no, no. I took my shower and, I didn't apply any makeup, but I figured the white light from usually it's covered up, but the white light from the street will compensate for any blemish activity that this medication, whichever one of the 32 seems to give me. I'm really not on that many, but there's no way to ever find out which one it is. It's impossible. Ask a baby not to cry. It's just impossible. If I had you, could I ever want for more? It's just impossible. But there's a terrible lyric in that song. I would sell my very soul. Hey, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Women are special. I have loved a number of women. To all the girls I've loved before, I've even no, I'm not going there. I'm editing myself. See, there's still part of my sensor working. But I don't sell my soul for a woman. More than a woman to me. No, 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 no. Eternity is a lot longer than the few years you're given here. And when you get to be 68, yeah, I got straight F's in math because I wanted to. I wanted to. I said I can't learn the new math. Can't do it. Can't do it. Not gonna do it. And I didn't do it. See, I was right all along. But thank you, Darlene Townsend, that got me through a couple of tests back when I was around 16 years old. No, it had to be. I quit school the day I turned 16. The day I turned 16, me mom and I went up to Viraldi Junior High, and look at that, Aisha. Oh, Aisha in beautiful, beautiful um, Australia now. I can't remember whether it's Perth or it's Kangarooville. I can't remember. I can't remember your locale. Aisha, thank you so much for a Christmas tip of $50 on the thanks button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I was saying, Aisha, um, you said, well, when you're going to be on? I said, well, you got to hit the notification bell, subscribe, like, and then you'll see this bell that you got to click. But you got to be near your device. If you put your device in the freezer, and I figure I'm a good 2 years away from putting either the clicker or my cell phone in the freezer. If you do that, you're not going to hear it because you're going to shut the door, hopefully, or everything will thaw. It'll be one big spring thaw in your freezer. No thanks button. I don't see it. I don't usually see that to the replay, but you hit it. Aisha, I have told you before, it may be 5 o'clock somewhere, and you're probably pretty close to 5 o'clock, aren't you? What's your time? But it still seems too early to be spiking the eggnog. So let's see here. There's some new people. Jivin' Joe. Merry Christmas, everyone. Mine stinks. First one without mom. Well, that's always terrible. I lost my mom back in 2002. And I lost my dad when I was 11 in 1967. It may rhyme, but it was to me, it felt like a crime, to lose your dad at 11 years old. But he probably had what I have, which is cardiomyopathy. And I don't think that even labeled it that then, much less have a drug. There wasn't a drug for cardiomyopathy to 2022, huh? And it's more expensive. It's more expensive than going to dinner with one of the Kardashians. So yeah, I know about that. She lived into her late 70s. Richard Lyon, Merry Christmas, my friend. Merry Christmas. Richard texted me at about, I don't know, 4:30 in the morning. These morning people, she said, let me explain, my good buddy and your lovely wife, Vivian Lee Lyon. No, come on, get it right. RETIRED. Find out what it means to me. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. I obviously have been drinking and I apologize for it. Believe me, this is the one drink I've had. I haven't even seen Karen yet. Oh, dear. I got my presents wrapped up and ready to go, though. So, the deal is, Aisha, that you've got to have your phone on a chain around you. And if you have the notification bell on, you'll know when we come on. You'll know it. You must be looking at your screen all the time if you're not doing that. So I don't know. I may have to send you to YouTube school. But sometimes we just, I don't want the pressure of saying a specific time, but we do when we do Worldwide Ramblings. We say 10 o'clock Saturday nights and sometimes, other nights. And then you know exactly if you translate it to your time, which is the next day. Like it's still Christmas Day there, and you do have Christmas on. Who doesn't have Christmas where they live? Do we have anyone from Cape Town, South Africa, watching right now? Here comes I guess that was the ambulance. Ambulance. So we just pray for those people on Christmas Day. Pray your hand of healing on them, Lord. We pray that you would be with them, that your angels would surround them. Yes, yes, yes. And then there's William. William is on the fritz on Christmas Day. He's on the fritz. Chantel is here. This Jardins, our French lady. Hello, French lady. French Canadian lady. Merry Christmas, Jack and Karen. Now, you have Christmas in Canada, right? I always think you're in Canada, and then I have second thoughts, not sure. So, wish you good health and best wishes. XXX. I love it. I love it. Rick K from the USA. Merry Christmas, Rick K. Jack and all here. Don't want to miss anybody. Thanks again, Aisha, for $50 Christmas tip. You're a sweetheart. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. It helps me so much, because Numbskull here didn't save a little bit every month for the tips that I'm going to be declaring in February. I didn't. I saved for my Social Security. I saved for my pension, but I didn't save for that. Oh, SpaghettiOs. Oh, dear. I'll be a greeter at Walmart yet. J.W. Miller. See, when you're a greeter at Walmart, you also are security like. There might be a security guard also there, and you got to pretend that you're really looking at the slip and that you're noticing everything. Nothing's going to get by you. And then, especially if it's in bags. Okay, have a nice day or whatever. And it's all a pretense. It's all a pretense unless you get the guy who's really serious about his job. Yes, Steven Spielich. What was your main job, or are you still in it? Merry Christmas, Jack, and everyone else on here too. I did my serious Christmas story video telling the Christmas story, which is what it's really all about. The babe born in a manger who grew up to be a man and who came to save us from our sins. And that is no joke. Pam Donnelly says, I got the black pearl earrings. Oh, the black pearl. You're making me think of, I don't know if Karen is on right now. Please let yourself be known if you are. But the black pearl is where we went to in Newport, Rhode Island. I had a very nice bowl of chowder there. I've never had so many clams. but it wasn't a thick chowder. You know, it was kind of liquidy, but it was most expensive chowder I've ever had. That's for sure. And Karen had a lobster roll, and that looked really good. I tasted just a little bit of it. But the Black Pearl was supposedly modeled after the blue whale in Dark Shadows, the original series, but the time frame doesn't work out. But everybody seems to think they come there thinking they're in the blue whale, and they're really not. Of course, the blue whale was a set at the corner of 83rd and 8th. If I got the right street, I don't know. How long you been on? Not very long. You came in within 5 minutes or less. 5 minutes or less. So thank you, Aisha. And thank you, Richard Lyon, the Grand Patriarch, who texted me in the middle of the night. I'm just kidding. Early for me. But, now if this were 1965, I would have been up opening my presents, seeing if I got that robot that I requested, Warning, warning, Will Robinson. Warning, warning, Will Robinson. Thank you, Richard Lyon in orange. So Richard thinks it's Halloween, but no, it's so wonderful. Thank you very much for your Christmas tip. Bertha Blackwell is here, but she's retracting messages all around. She might have given us the secret nuclear codes and didn't thought better of it. Bertha Blackwell, not related to Mr. Blackwell. Anybody remember Mr. Blackwell? This fancy dancy dressed critic that would go on like Johnny Carson and the Mike Douglas show back in the day. And once a year, he would rate the top 10 worst dressed women. The top 10 worst dressed women. And one day when he wasn't on, Johnny Carson says, well, the thing you have to remember about Mr. Blackwell is he only looks at women once a year. Boom, boom, boom. Huh. Yeah. Jack, that once a year got to save hard for next year, 2025, so you can come to the new Household of Faith 10 minutes from where it is right now, right? Right. Oh, yes. You must do it. You must do it. Love the Black Pearl, too. My son brought me a complete nice set. Oh, how old is your son, Aisha? See, I'm really trying to figure out your age now by taking a backdoor question in. But what's your son's name? My son, Corey, I'll be hearing from him today. Talked to him yesterday. He was kind of stressed out there on the road. Let's see, heard from my friend Sean and his beautiful wife Norma and Adam, not Adam Ant, goody two shoes, da 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 da. But very good friends of ours. He went, where he went. He went to one of those fake Italian restaurants last night. Hope you don't mind me saying this, Sean, if you're watching and being incognito. He went to one of those fake Italian restaurants. I always say they put the lasagna right there in the microwave. Yes, the Olive Garden. Give me a break. I mean, if you got nothing else, but they almost went under. And the whole chain, they're a family of at least 3 restaurants. They are Red Lobster, Olive Garden, and Longhorn. I feel like there should be another word, Longhorn Steakhouse. And I've been there once. It's up in Newburgh on Route 300. I haven't been to that one, but I went to someone. It impressed me as the place that is expensive, small portions, go away hungry. Santa Jack Sam Sammy Sam Sammy is proof that you don't have to eat too much. He's got a nice, he's got a nice trim body, and he reminds me of my friend Larry Larson, although with much shorter hair because Larry's become a hippie now. Check out the New York band Roxxon, Roxxon, New York. You have to put that in if you're searching for them. Apparently, there's another Roxxon, and they're great. They are the how do I try to say this? They were all in another band, but they all went to another band that Larry fronts, and they now call themselves Roxxon. And of course, my regular gift of, oh my goodness, Richard. Thank you so much. And of course, my regular gift of 1111. 111. So thank you for your 2 Christmas tips, one of them being $25. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Sammy $13.99, and Aisha Acevedo $50. Thank you. Let me quickly add the other way to give is through Cash App, and that is my handle, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56. Only time I'm going to mention that. Media Guy 56 on Cash App if you should have it. Thank you. So we have critics out there, that don't seem to get any views, but they criticize that. They criticize you. You're just dumb sheep that will believe the dumb shit that I spout. Now, and how dare I have a tip jar? 6 years I didn't have nothing. And I was glad to do the topic because I love the topic. Your favorite topic, of course, being Pastor Bob Joyce. And so then I retired. So supplementing my income became more important to me. I've worked 50 years, 2 jobs, or lots of overtime king with the city of New York as a peace officer. So, hey, buddy, you're getting close to being reported. That's all I can tell you. You're getting close, but I'm in the Christmas spirit. I'm in the spirit of Christmas. Yes, don't take out the Christ in Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Glad tidings to you and all of your friends. Good tidings at Christmas and a happy 2025. How could it be worse than 2024? How could it possibly be worse? It's got to be better. It's got to be better. Oh, I'm starting to sound like you mean, people that actually, love the country, are going to run the country, are going to be our leaders, and they're going to listen to the people, the will of the people. They don't have some crazy, they don't want to put the tampons in the boys' room. They don't want to do it. They don't want to sell the country to the Ukraine because they owe some kind of a debt to that guy. Instead, why don't we bring in a master negotiator and end the whole thing? Because right now it's pretty much a bombed out shell. And when there's a dinosaur out there who has incredible nuclear capabilities, you don't try to win a war with him. It doesn't make you smart in the noggin. No, you use your mouth. You use your mouth and you negotiate it down. And if there's anyone that can do that, it is Donald John Trump. Yes. Laura Shadley. Hello from Otway. She's missing her A still, but we're trying to find it. We have a search party out. Otway, Ohio. Let's turn that into Ottaway, Ohio. Okay. I really would like to do that. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, everyone, for those Christmas tips. So Bertha keeps retracting her messages. I'm getting scared now. D. Lyle, Merry Christmas, Jack, and everyone. Welcome to you. And see, this is our hardcore family. This is like Cheryl Everhart. Merry Christmas to all. And Pam Donnelly talking to Aisha. Merry Christmas to you, Cheryl Everhart. I'm so glad you're here. Kay from Kay Jewelers. Merry Christmas, Jack. Jack, I can pronounce my own name, my professional name anyway. Merry Christmas, Jack, to you and Karen. You'll never catch Karen calling me Jack. No, no, no. Now, down at the Brother Bruno's, they realize I have a YouTube channel and I go by my professional name since 1977, Jack. And so they call me John Jack. Down there at the Brother Bruno's. So just in case you're watching, Sean, you want lasagna, huh? All right, I'm going to set you straight. You want your Italian food, you got to go to a restaurant that is either going to be run by real Italians or very gifted Mexicans. That's basically what you see in this neck of the woods today. And the Mexicans do a fine job with Italian food. They do. But this is what you do. You want your lasagna, okay? You got to go to Brother Bruno's. That's where they have Ma's lasagna. Ma's lasagna. Mom, last name is not Bruno. I don't know where that name came from, actually. But Mom is in there in the kitchen like 3 days a week, and she's, making her lasagna, and then they freeze it up. You have to do that. And but when you get it, it's so fresh. So, they have a way of doing things. But if you want good Italian food, you go down there to Brother Bruno's. They are at home today. They'll be feasting at home. And they closed at 4:00 yesterday, but that's where you get it. Tony Boffa's used to be the other place, open for 65 years. But Tony Boffa Jr., one of my friends on Facebook, who made the best meatball parm that's ever been made on the planet. I don't take any arguments on that. If you haven't had one, you don't know. It's like if you haven't been to Buc-ee's, you don't know. Oh, damn. So, just don't want to miss anybody here. Hope William Brown is okay. I guess on Christmas, you'll have people in the ER that, have had some kind of a Christmas accident, The tree fell on their head or something. Merry Christmas from... You're giving me a challenge here. I will just call you Mr. Slim Jiggy. Oh, okay. Getting jiggy with it. Mr. Slim Jiggy, right? Merry Christmas. Where are you from, Mr. Slim Jiggy? Gregory Hines, Cindy, it was raining cats and dogs here. What a perfect day. What a perfect day for that to happen. The sun has come out as I've been talking to you now. It was gloomy. It was so gloomy. If you look on my my video section that says shorts, you will see me out in the backyard last year. It was like 42 degrees or 45 degrees. No, it was close to 50. It was close to 50 last Christmas. And I was saying, my goodness, might be going in the gazebo, smoke me a cigar. Now, I don't smoke cigars in the winter. I quit sometime in the fall. And when I do smoke, it's only like 3 cigars a month, maybe. Dutch Masters, which I dip in honey, Maybrook honey. They don't have an online presence, so I can't send you to a website. But Merry Christmas, Bob and Noreen from Maybrook Honey. They do fairs and festivals, and well, there's something that goes on in the village of Montgomery. They're there once a month at a market there. They have to kind of alternate with another honey guy or something. Bertha finally released a message. My phone is going bad. Bad, bad, bad phone. Well, then your phone's not getting any Christmas gifts because your phone is obviously on the naughty list. My phone is going bad. Merry Christmas and thank you. Thank you, Bertha. We only know one Bertha, Bertha Goodrow. What was her maiden name? We went to school with Bertha. Well, she was 1 year ahead of us, which means she was really same age as me because I failed second grade. That's how I met Karen. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. What wonderful people I met in second grade. There was Ruth Ann Cortez, which was really my first crush ever. She wore my ID bracelet in the sixth grade for like 4 days. Yeah. Ruth Ann, beautiful Italian girl. I mean, Karen was like this, red haired goddess, she was kind of, yeah, we weren't close, we weren't close. She says I tried to trip her. That means I must have liked her if I tried to trip her. I don't know. I don't know. Richard Lyon Jack football soon. Oh, Richard, what is it? Explain it to me. I don't understand. I go into Brother Bruno's. They got 3 screens, sometimes 2 of the screens have football on it, college football. There's a billion people in the stands. They 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 uh they get in the line of scrimmage and whatever. Next thing you know, the quarterback tosses a football, right? And someone grabs it. He runs maybe 27 inches and he gets tackled. And then every once in a while, something gets over there, and, uh, I understand baseball, all the challenges of baseball and what have you. Um, I get it. I love it. Hockey, you wait forever for a goalie. The old saying. I went to a fight the other night and a hockey game broke out. So it's violent and they want it to be violent because people, it's like going to the stock car races, which are somewhat defunct here now and at the Orange County Fair, except they had the Eastern States at the track this year, as they always do. So I don't know, but I just don't get football. I feel I every time it was Super Bowl when I was on the 4 to 12 shift and it was Super Bowl Sunday, I would go around to various officers that I had every other weekend off. And if the Super Bowl was falling on my weekend off, I would go to other officers who I thought would care about the Super Bowl, and I'd say, "I'll switch with you. I'll switch with you." Because meant nothing to me, but I certainly appreciate the enthusiasm from those who that that do. So you are in upstate New York, or are you in one of the 5 boroughs, Mister Slim Jiggy? Are you down there in the 5 boroughs? Jack Tripper, I saw him. I met him, Neo. I met Jack Tripper. I did. He was wearing a towel, just a towel. Well, he had probably underwear on. He's not going to let there be an accident with a studio audience in the stands. Went to a taping of Three's Company after Suzanne Summers had quit the show. And Joanna Barnes, is that it? Priscilla Barnes, Joanna Barnes, one of the Barnes. She had taken her place. And all I know is there was a scene in the kitchen, and the late great John Ritter was there with Joyce DeWitt, who filmed a movie at Tony Boffa's. Isn't that funny? I mean, part of the movie was filmed at Tony Boffa's, and I've never seen it. I got to try to find that movie. But they shot at Tony Boffa's, and they weren't the only film crew that was ever in there. And so I remember that they got to a certain spot in their dialogue in the kitchen, and a blank look came on John Ritter's face, and he had no idea what to say next. So you heard it, all right, cut. And then someone comes over to him with a script, and he looks it over to get the line. Okay, I'm ready. And then as he's going back to his spot where they're going to pick up, he opens the towel, but he's got his back to the audience. He flashes who's ever behind him. But remember, he was wearing something under that, of course. Of course, a horse is a horse. Of course. What else would you call it? You wouldn't call it a gecko. Steven Spielich, what is the dumbest gift you were ever given? What is the dumbest gift you were ever given? That's a hard question, Stephen, because I have to go back so many years. Huh. Anybody got an answer to that question? What's the dumbest gift you've ever been given? Nothing comes to mind. Some gifts excite me more than others, obviously. But I don't know. I'm in the Hudson Valley, Mr. Slim Jiggy. So hi, Jody Smith. And see, this is our core. And without the core, the live shows wouldn't work. So thank you so much. That's your gift to me too, is to be part of the core audience, because of, people that aren't in our family, especially on Christmas Day. Now, in the replay crowd, hi replay crowd, Merry Christmas to you. If you're watching this after Christmas, well then I am so appreciative that you have stopped by, and hope you'll join us on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. East Coast time for Worldwide Ramblings. It's a longer show than this one will be. We've already been on 37 minutes, though, and we're not done yet. Karen will be happy that I found her glasses. Last time it snowed on Christmas here in Texas was December 24th, 2024. In other words, Christmas Eve, the 24th, and Christmas Day, the 25th. And that's terrible, right, Greg? Because my son lives outside of Austin. And, it's like they are not ready to deal with it. So if it snowed in Texas, it also means that it snowed in Arkansas, right? Must have. So you made all your picks, did you, Richard? Are you going to win big today? You win big sometimes in your football picks. I know that's another big thing. Yeah, gambler, but not that kind of gambler. M. Silva from the Lone Star State as well. Merry Christmas, y'all. Are you fixing to go out, or are you going to be cooking the dinner today, M. Silva? And what's on the menu, huh? Oh, no snow in Otway, Ohio. Yeah, we have snow on the ground. We had some while I was sleeping on Tuesday morning, and he was out there cleaning things up and what have you. And so the roads are perfectly clear. No problem driving today, but there's snow on the grass. So if you're not careful, you'll fall on your... See, I was never a poet, so I don't know how to rhyme that. How would you rhyme that? We had Christmas snow in Central Texas in 2009. And all the plows were out there sanding and salting, and life went on as usual, right? And the next day it was 59 degrees. That's how it usually is, My son was telling me Was it Tuesday? It was 55 degrees or something like that as he was working. And, he's working in a refrigerated truck, part freezer, part refrigerator. So, Jack Tripper, Neil? You mentioned Jack Tripper, right? Jack Tripper was from Three's Company. That was Jack. Jack was the character that John Ritter played. And right across the street from the studios where they taped his last sitcom, 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Daughter, right across the street was St. Joseph's Hospital, and that's where he passed away from a aneurysm in his heart, which they did not detect. They did not detect right away. I don't know if they could have done something if the moment he was wheeled in there, because he started getting sick on the set. They were just simply rehearsing, They were simply rehearsing. And they realized he was in trouble, so they got him over to the hospital. But it took a considerable while for them to realize what was really going on. And by then they couldn't do anything about it. And basically told he had called his wife and said, "You better get down here." And they had like an hour or so to talk. His kids didn't make it. His wonderful actor son, Jason Ritter, who's in that movie that I have watched and liked, where he is in a video store. Remember the video stores? And there's this crazy kind of woman that keeps coming in. You don't see too many of them because renting the kind of movies she was renting. And, well, maybe you do. But of course, those video stores that we love so much are gone. And all we have left is Redbox. Anybody get a video, a DVD from Redbox? Do you have a Redbox outside your supermarket, or maybe inside your supermarket or whatever? I would keep them inside. I would. Um, Jack Can't Stay just wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you, Jody. I appreciate that. One of our loyal people here. Jody Smith's been with us for a long time. So thank you, Jody, and I hope it's a wonderful day for you. Sunshine now on this Christmas 2024 here in the Hudson Valley. My wife made an awesome lasagna, Richard, yesterday, and so much more. Yeah. I know the Italians have the 7 fishes on Christmas Eve. What are the 7 fishes? I think one of them is scallops, but that's just, I know they had scallops. What are the 7 fishes that they have? Ted Richards, Merry Christmas. Only sports I ever was into were the ones where, well, let's just say it involved chocolate pudding. Who's walking by there? Some chaps. See, we have the homeless shelter up on the grounds of the old psych center, and he could be, his Christmas could be spent there, So count your blessings. Don't see too much foot traffic right now. People are staying inside, even though it is 29 degrees. It says mostly cloudy, but that has lifted and it's mostly sunny right now. Right now. It's raining in East Central Indiana. Really? Yeah. Chantel, Merry Christmas to you and Karen. I know I mentioned you before, Chantel. I'm so glad you're here. I saw what you did there. I'm not a poet. Oh, yeah. I can't help it. It's the radio DJ that comes out in me. But that would be a radio DJ when I'm doing overnights. Totally different to be trying to get a little edgy at 3 a.m. The callers certainly were edgy. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Telling me improper things on the request line. This is a music request line. You're not supposed to be calling to request me, but fax me a photo. No, 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 no. No, no, I had my plan. I had my plan. This is before I got married. I had my plan. Sexy sounding voice on the phone. And they were, they're going to be listening fairly close. The station didn't get out that far. And there was no internet in the beginning of my radio career. So they would want to meet the voice, and I would want to meet them. So I said, well, I don't have any production to do this morning after I get off the air at 6 o'clock. So if you were willing to have a early morning breakfast down at the Colonial Diner, we could do that. Be my pleasure to treat you for breakfast. And they would usually be standing in front of the diner as I rolled up, and I always was a gentleman and greeted them, and bought them breakfast. There were some DJs I heard that if they didn't like what they saw, they would just keep driving out of the parking lot. And that to me was disgusting. First of all, this is one of your listeners, one of your fans out there, and you don't do that. You don't do that. Those were the days, my friend. I thought they'd never end. So that's a story there. Cooking my sweet potato boiled with coconut milk. Oh, the coconut milk around here, Aisha, it's a must for the Suzanne Summers Gut Renew. The Suzanne Summers Gut Renew that Karen loves so much. She loves the Suzanne Summers products. Yes, Suzanne is no longer with us, but the tradition is carried on by her 88-year-old husband, Alan Hamill, who was, he had a big TV show in Canada, did a ton of voiceover work, was the voice of Acme and Alpha Beta supermarkets for a long time, and lives in Palm Springs, California now. And he's a stud at 88. He's a stud, and he knows it. I mean, now that Suzanne has passed, he's back on the market. He's always going out to dinner with somebody, and he'll be there with his granddaughter Violet Summers, and he's got his shirt unbuttoned down to almost his belly button. He's got abs at 88. He has a trainer, and he'll sometimes have on some fancy jewelry, sunglasses, because he says the lights are too much in his face. He's still got hair, and he does not use Nair. Au contraire, then prove it. Then prove it, Ted Richards. Did you have any eggnog today yet, Jack? I'm out of eggnog. And it's a good thing because the double chin is coming in here, and I'm changing my ways. I'm changing my ways. And I am determined to do it. I am determined to do it. This has been, speaking of eggnog, that has played a role in my misbehaving. But I don't spike the eggnog. And it's got to be a good eggnog, Turkey Hill, number one. Turkey Hill. Used to be Crowley's. They don't make it anymore. Is Crowley's even around anymore? I don't know. But no, I don't want the organic eggnog. I don't want Hood is not that great. But they used to make, ShopRite used to have a brand. They don't have one anymore. This real expensive eggnog that, they say is organic and everything comes in like a pint size or bigger. Nah, they don't have it right. You got to have it right, but I don't want to put anything in there except nutmeg. Nutmeg is it. If I'm going to have a drink, it's going to be a strawberry margarita frozen with salt. And, or, some other frozen concoction that will keep me hanging on. Did Redbox recently go under? I don't know, Neil. I'll have to drive over to the CVS soon, not today. Drive over to the CVS and see if the Redbox is still there. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. They're in several locations. There was supposedly one Blockbuster open, probably where they were founded. I'm not sure. But one Blockbuster was still open. And they sell a lot of things in there. Alice Warner made it. Lord bless this coming year, and Lord, keep all your children safe in your arms. Well, I just like to be reunited with one of my children. I would love to hear from them today. I pray about it. Victoria is here. Victoria Matthews. She's talking to Tedward. Tedward is Tedward Richards. Yes. What's going on with you, high-speed drifter? Lucerne is fine. Jeanette Berglund is here. Merry Christmas, Jack. Merry Christmas, Jeanette. I'm glad you made it here before we check out. Haven't seen Karen yet. Haven't had my tea. I am nothing without my hot cup of tea. I got to have my hot cup of tea. I put a little milk in there. I put a little cream. No sugar. I only put sugar in chai hot tea. Not sugar. No, I'm not that stupid. I don't want to. There's no reason to when Splenda will do just fine. But sometimes Maybrook honey. I put the Maybrook honey in there as well. So Semi Victoria is acknowledging you. You're right up there with Richard in popularity, and Ted Richards, and there's a few more. Hockey is awesome, huh? Well, I don't deny that it's more interesting to me than football. The skill and what have you. What's your team down there, Richard Lyon? What's your hockey team down there? Bad weather in Louisiana, Cindy? Yes, I know, Richard. You've got all your stats and you're going to bet and all that. What's the biggest amount you ever won in football betting? I know you're not going to want to answer that. 36 watching. It's just a core home event here. 33 likes. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, the notification bell. And if you can, for any amount, $1, $2, $5, or if you have been so blessed more, hit the thanks button. All right. Oh, yes. Now we have more likes than we have people watching that I can see in real time. I still think you can come in incognito, right? I'm never 100% about that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. Vic's Practice Tracks joins us here. I am here. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Vic's Practice Tracks. So people use your tracks to perform karaoke, right? People might even use your practice tracks to actually record an album. And then they've got to get permission to use those songs. Otherwise, they'll soon be in trouble, especially if they promote said album. If they just hand it out to friends, I guess they'll be fine. Henry A. Bradley, Shirley Popery, number 34. Oh, she plays football, Shirley, and she's number 34. Are you a linebacker? What are you? Karaoke? Sure. Yes. We have that down here at the Switch Inn, our oldest tavern. It's 150 years old, is it? 150 years old, sits right by the former railroad tracks, now the Heritage Trail biking and walking track. Goes all the way from I guess essentially, yeah, it ends. It ends at the switch in Middletown. But if you get on the track there, former railroad tracks, you can go all the way to Monroe. If you can do that and back, you what's that? 50 miles? I don't know, 40 miles. It's a long way, and I just, in these modern times, the idea of being out there and maybe it's a light day and there's not a lot of people around you, and maybe even if they are, I just don't feel safe doing that. I want to be, somewhere that's populated. So I'm probably going to walk around the block, several times. That's what I'm going to do. Um, and I do the stairs a lot inside, up and down the stairs, but I got to do a lot more because I really don't want that gosh darn mask thing on my face. I've got an appointment coming up January 10th. Now, Dr. Naidu, my cardiologist, said if you lose 25 pounds, that'll help your sleep apnea. He doesn't know, what degree of sleep apnea I have or anything. He's hasn't tested for that, but he feels that it would help, so he doesn't know. And I think the best sleep I get is usually in the recliner where I'm semi tilted up, I wake up refreshed. If I get like 45 minutes there, which occasionally happens, um, Karen took a picture of that. There's Richard Lyon, who texted me in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, I went walking in the street. That's not it, but similar lyric. Oh, do I want to show this picture? Yep, no doubt about it. It's time for radical change. I mean, when you're laying back, it makes your stomach look bigger, So here we go. I'm actually going to show this. Karen took this as I was taking a siesta yesterday, and it was like a 45-minute siesta. All right, give me a chance to get it right. I got the glare from outside. That'll wake you up. Because the last time I went to the doctor, I lost 5 pounds. Well, this time I've definitely put that 5 pounds back on, and it's the eggnog and a few other things, desserts, So, that outside glare from the window makes it worse. So that's enough to well, even Santa needs a nap. Yes, I could have played Santa this year. I could have. Thank you for saying "Wow, Jack." 4 question marks, Aisha. That's such. You couldn't have come up with a more, how you say. Well, I need a wake up call. So there you go. There you go. How much do mall Santas make a day? I told you to plan for your retirement, high speed drifter, and you wouldn't have to ask me this. There's a funny comedian. Have you seen him? What the heck is his name? He's bald and he wears black rimmed glasses and has a lot of good material. And he says, "Yeah, my grandfather is still working, and he's 92 years old, and I can only hope that I can be that poor of a financial planner for my retirement. Yeah. One hip chick is here, huh? I didn't see her come in. She must have snuck in with her bell bottoms and her tie-dyed shirt and her frizzy hair. Hello. I think I'm really going into the 80s with the frizzy hair, aren't I? She's got a Christmas tree for us. Well, that's Victoria Matthews speaking to one hip chick who I totally didn't see come in. I missed it. I still don't see it. There we are. Merry Christmas, Jack and family. Merry Christmas, one hip chick. I'm so glad I did not miss you. I did not miss you. Once again, thank you, Richard Lyon, for 1111 $11.11 Christmas tip. Sam Semi, $13.99 Christmas tip. Thank you. Thank you. Richard Lyon started off with a $25 hitting of the thanks button for a Christmas tip. And then Aisha Acevedo from Australia down under $50. So very grateful. Thank you very, very much. But the diet doesn't start today, it starts tomorrow. It's got to be accompanied by exercise. Now, I can't jog anymore. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not even supposed to walk that fast. But, I seem to have no problems. I have a defibrillator in my chest and, but it's just this time. I want to be able to show up at the 2025 Jimmy Stir gigs looking svelte. I do. Chris Starry, Merry Christmas, Jack and everyone. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. We're just about done here, but I'm glad you caught us before we left. You're funny. You are funny. You're the Snoopy man. Yes. Snoopy. I'm in the doghouse. I have been a number of times in my life, and it's kind of like when Otis Campbell and the Andy Griffith Show would get snookered, which was a lot, and then he would just stumble into the courthouse, grab the key that was on the wall, open up the cell, put the key back, or did he keep the key with him? Probably had to keep the key with him. Yeah, that would make sense. And then he would shut the cell, leave the key where it was reachable for the sheriff, and he would go to sleep. That was how that worked. Otis Campbell. Can't think of his real name, the actor's real name right now. Thank you, D. Lyall. And thank you, Alice. All the young girls love Alice. Now, I don't know. Room for improvement there, Shirley. Definitely room for improvement. So you get to the point, do you want to live into your 70s and 80s or no? Are you gonna let your addictions determine your life, or are you going to make those changes? I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm not saying I'll never have another slice of pizza. I'm just saying it's time to, do what you have to do. I think of 83-year-old, I don't usually say his age on the air, but it's so obvious these days to be able to look up somebody famous and find out how old they are. But the Polka King, Jimmy Stir, he plays pickleball. He plays tennis. He looks great. He still looks like Jimmy Stir. Not quite the Jimmy Stir that I saw in 1969 for the very first time at the Orange County Fair, packing them in. Back then, he used to play the Orange County Fair every single night of the fair, and every night under a big tent there's nobody that was in that band that's in that band now, and he's had people in the band for 46 years. Merry Christmas to Johnny Karras down in Daytona Beach, Florida. Yeah, Johnny will probably join him for the cruise, which has long been sold out the third week of January, but they're booking the 26th cruise right now, also in January. And you just have to go to jimmysturr.com, STURR, jimmysturr.com. But I'll be in Jimmy withdrawal because I'm not going on the cruise, can't afford that. Our friends Sean and Norma are. They're working the cruise. They're working the cruise. Simple instructions. No, sir, you can't come into this entertainment room because you're not part of the Jimmy Sturr tour. And if they give him any trouble, he is to pick them up and, of course, throw them overboard, which seems reasonable. High Speed Drifter, $2. Thank you very much. That's what I mean. $2 is great. I of course I appreciate the big tips, but the $2 is it all goes in the pot, and it's all very helpful. It's all very helpful. So thank you for that. Here's a woman walking her little dog out there. It's a little bit of a terrier, I think. Yes. So it is, it's a lot warmer than it was, guys. We had -3 degrees like 3 nights ago. I didn't even come up here. I slept downstairs and, where it's much warmer, and I had a blanket and I put a couple of my jackets over me in the recliner. Then for a while, I laid down on our very small couch, then back to the other place. And, you know, so I never really got that much sleep. And Karen came down at about 9:10. And, throughout the day, I took cat naps because I was under rested. Under rested. There she goes back the other way with her little doggy, Toto. Thank you, High Speed Drifter. Thank you. Thank you very much for doing that. Over the holidays, most will see a slight increase. The thing is to lose it after New Year's. Again, I don't even want to wait. I want to get going. But so you start to think of how can I fool myself that I am not in major self denial, and then fail as most diets do. And so you have to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but you just have to make really good choices. And there is amount of suffering in there. There's amount of suffering. Some people are taking this, what is it, Wegovy, and people are self-paying for it, and it's over $1,000 a month. We know someone who's doing that, and she's lost 45 pounds on Wegovy, but she still smokes. Ay, ay, ay. She's over 50 now. Very pretty young lady, young at 50 something. So, we'll join you. I don't know if I'll do another pop on today. See how it is. I just don't know. I may be, so spent because I only got about 4 hours sleep. So, but if I can, I will. And of course, Saturday night at 10 p.m. East Coast time, and we can pop on to pop off pre-recorded video, working on the final top 20 of the top 50 reasons why Bob Joyce may be Elvis. There's been there's been a music video that has been released. Some of you know what I'm talking about, which is very interesting. It's very beautiful voice, and I'm not going to say much about that, though. And, I don't have permission to share it. I would share it if the person emailed me and said, can you put it up and just play it? And that's it. I don't have to comment. I don't have to say a word about it. I'd be glad to do that for them because I wanted most people possible to hear their video. There's just a screen up, There's no active footage in the video, but a beautiful, beautiful song. Talk more about that at another time, not on Christmas Day. Real cool. Rhonda Robinson. It's been a while. Real cool. Rhonda Robinson. Merry Christmas from Clarksville, Tennessee. Now you have a Buc-ee's there, don't you? Or I'm thinking of Crossville. How far is Clarksville from Crossville? Huh? And is there a train that goes through Clarksville? I'm sure you've heard this one before, right? Because if so, I will come to see you. I'll take the last train to Clarksville. That's what I'll do. I'll meet you at the station, okay? Can you pick me up? So there you go. 35 of the core people here, of the core people. I don't think I missed anybody. I hope not. So I guess it's time to put on me slippers and head down to greet Karen, give her gifts, and have my Tetley British blend tea. I've got to have that. What you are, what you eat. A twin experiment? ? Well, it certainly shows up. That's for sure. And it does affect longevity, because even with Christians, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there. If they tell you otherwise, and so what should we be focused on 2025? Huh? Here's the deal. Just in case. Just in case. I worked with him at WVOS-FM in Monticello. That was not his real last name, but he thought it was good, so he went with just in case. Here's the deal. Probably won't even be heard by the intended person. It ain't half and half on the flat earth, okay? Probably like under 500 people in the whole country, maybe the world, okay? It's not like we're not going to be worried about the flat earth, Are you saying that William Shatner, who went up there, faked the whole thing? All those astronauts faked the whole thing? Now, we could argue about the original moon landing, and you could say it was New Mexico. And, I'm not as firm about that. Are you saying those poor astronauts that are lost in space, they're not really lost, they're stuck there, and has it been extended? They're not even coming back in February now? Oh, give me a break. Let's send the Russian cosmonauts up there to help them. See, if Trump were in office, we'd have better relations. And they launched a rocket that takes that long to get there? Really? 4 months, whatever? An 8-day trip turns into months. They got to spend Christmas up there. We don't have better technology than that. Huh? So you're saying that they're not up there, or that they're not up there that far, and that there's a dome above their heads and all this? The earth is flat. Are you really saying that? No. That's not in the top conspiracy theories. My friend Robert in Michigan believes that. Robert's a wild man, I'll tell you that much. And in terms of we're in a holding pattern, no, we're not. If we're in a holding pattern, we've been in one since 2011 then. How about the Holy Spirit will decide? It's that simple. Oh, we've got too many people that want to be, soothsayers and want to be, prognosticators because they think it'll get views and what have you. But it's empty and hollow, especially when it comes with zero preparation and just, talking off the top of your head. You got to go to broadcast school and be on the radio for 40 years to talk off the top of your head. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And when you burn out a topic, look what happens. Merry Christmas anyway, and thank you for your service. I just had to say that, and you don't ask for money, but, you have put up other people's work that's gotten you thousands and thousands and thousands of views, and you get paid per 1,000 views, and you have a thanks button. So come on, man. Come on, man. Keep it real now, soldier. Keep it real. God bless you for your service. You're a better man than me. You're a better man than me. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to all the people I've loved before and still love today. Don't hate anybody. Because if I hold iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. And I really need the Lord to hear me and to hear my prayers of asking for forgiveness. So you are a great bunch of people. You're all fine Americans, even if you're in Australia. And we will talk to you very, very soon. Merry Christmas 2024. Big God bless you. Bye-bye.